Today I'm going to talk to you about Plato's analogy of the divided line. It's supposedly a simile, but it really just looks like a line. So the first step in Plato's divided line is to, well, draw a line and then divide it into two unequal parts, so a ratio of 2 to 1. Then divide those parts into the same ratio so your line looks something like this. This left part, which A and B are in, is the world of the forms, or in other words, the intelligible realm. The other side, where C and D are, is the world of appearances, or the visible realm. Plato believed that the closer you got to the intelligible realm, the closer you would get to the truth and reality, and therefore the visible realm is where you are least likely to get to the truth and be further away from reality. So let's start naming things. First of all, what's in section D? Well, Plato called this the epistemic state of illusion, or ikasia, because why not throw a fancy word in to impress people? In this state, images exist, such as shadows and reflections. But why is this the furthest away from the truth? Well, imagine you are standing by a tree and you can see its shadow. Obviously you can see its vague shape and branches, but depending on where the light source is, it's going to change shape, so you don't actually know the real shape of the tree, and therefore you just can't gain much knowledge from it. Section C, the bigger section of the visible realm, is where the epistemic state of belief, or pistis, is. This is the state where objects exist, such as animals and man-made items. This is where Plato said we could use our senses, so for example, right now you can hear my voice. But remember, Plato didn't think you could get knowledge from using our senses, so that is why he classifies it as belief. So what does C and D combined give us? Opinion, or doxa. Okay, so our visible realm is getting a little crowded, so let's move on into the intelligible realm. In section B, we have mathematical reasoning, dianola, where some ideas are, mainly mathematical forms, so maths, and geometry. Remember, Plato thinks that maths is one of the closest things to knowledge we can get in our world, and this is because when we think of concepts such as the perfect straight line or perfect equilateral triangle, we are accessing things that are impossible for us to experience in the physical world. And therefore, section B is above section C in our quest for truth and in the intelligible realm. Finally, section A is where intelligence is, or noesis. It sounds like a disease, whatever. This is where pure ideas are, so the forms and philosophy, naturally, are placed here. Although Plato is quite vague on how we access the forms, the basic idea is that we can access them in the same way we can access the idea of a perfect straight line, using our minds. So in our diagram, A and B combine to give us knowledge, or episteme. And there you have it, Plato's simile of the divided line.
Created using Powtoon.